I'm going to talk about Pre-Power community cooperatives. And what we've done is turns out, I didn't realise it, but we've actually invented a new asset investment class. Right? We've got loans, we've got equity, we've got all sorts of derivatives. Well, now we've got prepayments. And I'm going to illustrate this principle of what it is with the Pre-Power initiative, which is funding, getting the money to fund rooftop solar on the roofs of Australia. So there's a tremendous investment opportunity here. 75% of Australian households do not have rooftop solar. We always think about 25% being a lot, but 75% doesn't have it. And of that 75%, probably only about another 10% are going to get it under the current conditions that we've got. Why can't we get the investment to do that? Well, there aren't any investment vehicles around that are suitable for rooftop solar. You can get loans, but that's not a suitable investment. You can, because a lot of people can't get loans. Believe it or not, in Australia today, there are a lot of people who can't get loans. You can't get loans, you might not own the rooftop under which you live. You might own it, you might have the money, but you're not really too happy about going out into the so-called market for rooftop solar, and it's a bit of a jungle out there, and so you're worried about actually doing it. So there's a lot of reasons why people don't do it. So there's a great investment opportunity at the moment. What we can do though is we can combine together as a community to use our community power, if you like, to be able to get the loans. So what is a pre-power cooperative structure? What does that actually look like? Well, it consists of people who are investors, people who are consumers. That's the basic two lots of people that you've got. The investors, instead of investing money as loans or as shares, you pre-buy or prepay for the right to pay your bills. You don't prepay for electricity, but you prepay the right to pay your bills when they come in. Consumers buy electricity and they pay with cash, or they can pay with their prepayments. And the investors get back cash or electricity. So that's basically the model. It fits right within the existing framework of payments. You just happen to be able to pay upfront. And as we'll see later, well, probably we won't, but you can actually pay later as well. The difference that we've got with this investment strategy is that we change the ownership. Typically now when people invest, they have a feeling that they own the thing that they're investing in. Well, they own the money, not the thing that they're investing in. They own the money and you've got to give them back the money. So what you're going to do, what we do here is we say to the investors, you are going to get back a guaranteed fixed return. And this is what it is. The consumer members, they effectively own the assets. They get lower prices plus any profits that might arise. With traditional investing, it's the opposite way around. Investors get all the profits, and consumers, theoretically, in a free market, are supposed to get lower prices as their share of the profits. In order to do it, if you're in a trading situation, you know, it's got to be a good deal for both of us. You get lower prices because I'm very competitive, but I'll keep all the profits if I'm a thing. So we've changed that around so that the risk now is taken by the consumer. So the consumer has the risk that they may not get such a lower price, which is not something that people tend to worry too much about. It turns out, of course, that in these cooperatives, it's the governance of the whole thing is really critical, and it's really I think the hard part of the whole exercise. How do you create a governance system that's secure, private and transparent in the things? I won't go into that, but that's a really important part of the exercise. Rooftop solar today in Australia, in Canberra, which has the lowest electricity prices in Australia, is at least 20% per annum for at least 20 years. So if you put your rooftop solar on your house, you should get a 20% return on investment for the next 20 years. Because solar panels are going to last that long, and the maintenance costs is not very high, and the running costs are pretty low. So this is probably the best investment that you can get around the place. And it's one of these things that, believe it or not, pensioners have taken up like mad. You wander around and you go and see who's got rooftop solar, and you will find that more than a very large proportion are people who are on pensions. Because what they do is they put people like myself, I plonk a rooftop solar on my roof, and I don't have to worry about my electricity bills for the duration. It's a really good investment and much better than anything else that you're likely to get in the market. So what we're going to do is we're going to share that investment income between the people who put money in and the people who consume. The people who put money in, they will get effectively a flexible pension return. They will get their money back as an annuity. So you're not looking for capital gains here. What you're looking for is a stream of income. And the stream of income is that. Now, if you go and look at the ASIC website and for allocated pensions that you can get, you will find that they're about half these returns. If you go to a commercial bank and go and try and buy an annuity, you'll find it's even worse than that. You don't get back as much money as you put in with a lot of the commercial annuities. And if you get a reverse mortgage, you're even doing worse. Reverse mortgages are really bad from the point of view of the investor. Consumers, the numbers come out that the 10% profit, if you like, the 10% return, equates into a 30% discount on the published retail price. And if the returns are greater than 20%, which they actually, in most cases, they will be, that income is X, but that also goes to the members of the cooperative. Where does the money come from? Well, the money comes from the fact that you don't have financial markets getting in the road. Financial markets are extremely expensive things to operate. If you look at in terms of efficiency, then financial markets are probably the world's most inefficient industry that you could possibly imagine. Because what you've got is a financial product doesn't cost you anything to actually create. And you just sell it for a large amount of money. Well, do you really need to have it? Well, no, you don't need to have it. You can replace it with a small modification to the payment system. So you get rid of the cost, and it's a very real cost, of the financial system that feeds off the real system, the real economic system. And you can do it within the existing system itself, within the payment system. Probably more importantly is that you change the incentives of the equation. What's happening now is that with Pre-Power, investors look for security of returns. Well, they get security of return because they've got captured customers, if you like, consumers. The consumers who are getting the profits, they're not going to go away. right? So you're pretty certain that you're going to get your money back. You've got a fixed known return, which, believe me, if you're going to live on a stream of income, that's what you want to have. You want to have security and knowledge that you're going to get your money back. Consumers receive their profits, but they get more profit if they can reduce the cost of operating. The current system, the current economic system we've got, you get more profits if you increase the prices. The simplest way of getting more profits is to increase prices. How many of you have sat in on pricing arrangements where people sat around and talked about how much can we charge the customer? They talk about how much they can charge the customer, not about how much does it cost us to produce. We changed that equation. PrePower, what does it do? It's a little platform that operates the system and keeps track of all the prepayments and so forth, and a few other little odds and ends as well. The super funds have a problem because they're changing from being an accumulation system into a paying out system. The payouts are now approaching the amount of money that's coming in, and when people take money out, 50% of them take out the money as cash. They don't take out allocated pensions. They know they're not a very good deal. The super fund pension option is that they have a problem in finding places to invest because they've got a compliance problem. They've got to be able to, if a member wants their money back, they've got to be able to give it back to them immediately. Well, if you've got a PrePower option in your super fund, you've opted to get cooperative investment, you just simply take it. So there's no problems about giving the money back to people. They can take it immediately. There's no issues about that. You don't have to go and sell shares on the open market to give them back money. And it's a very liquid asset because these prepayments are liquid. You can sell them to another member. Well, there's a few more things I could add, but it's ethical. Of course, it's ethical because everyone knows what's going on. We know in real time the state of the cooperative. You know in real time the state of your investment. There is no attempt to charge more than you should charge. You're always trying to reduce costs and so forth. So it's ethical in a variety of different ways.